So I do what I feel like doing.
Okay.
That's number one. So my career has been a lot of kya nahi karna. It's a dream for an artist to be
Signed
to a fucking record. His entire career was based upon, hey, I'm an indie artist. Indie artist. He's not a fucking indie artist, right? It's a lot of surrogate marketing for alcohol brands. For every one king, there are 10,000 rappers that fail. Do anything in your life, don't
do
coke. Don't do coke. Because you're going to need it the next weekend.
Your Instagram bio says that you're disrupting all cultures at once. तो तेरे को सारे cultures disrupt करना allowed है except हमारा हिंदू culture. Cardo is this other brand based out of Hoskas Village. LeBron James is wearing streetwear in India. If you consider what real streetwear in India is, it's a fucking, say, a kurta or a banyan, bro. Like, exactly, it's a ganji.
It's a ganji. That's fucking streetwear in India.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Scene Kya Hai. Today I have with me my friend Kunal Singh Chhabda. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, bro.
Thank you for having me.
I usually do a lot of political podcasts, but there are a few conversations that I have for myself also, and I was actually intrigued जानने के लिए कि कुणाल actually करता क्या है, because मैं Instagram पे देखता रहता हूँ कि यहाँ है, वहाँ है, यहाँ perform कर रहा है, ये कर रहा है, वो कर रहा है. But I think ये question सब जानना चाहते हैं कि who is Kunal Singh Chhabda? Like, what do you actually do?
So I do what I feel like doing.
Okay.
That's number one. But yes, I primarily work in the entertainment industry.
Okay.
Music, to be precise. I'm moving into the hospitality space now. Within the entertainment industry, I run a record label called All Star Sauce.
Okay.
It's a fancy term for an events company.
Okay. It's an events company.
It's an events company with the primary goal of delivering good music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you go a little deeper with that? Like, when you say primary goal of making good music and it's an event company, so do you curate events for restaurants and all that? Like, what is it?
So that's the revenue model of it. So the primary goal has also, let me go a little
हाँ, मतलब ये शुरू करा क्यों?
ये शुरू किया क्यों? मतलब मैं 16 साल का लड़का था. I was 16 years old. I really liked electronic music.
Okay.
At that time, we used to go for like concerts like Tiesto, Hardwell, maybe that time. And I was a sort of a cool kid in school.
Okay.
So, and
I know.
Yeah. And I liked this space of like electronic music, concerts happening, very cool to me. So I opened up my laptop this once because I used to discover a lot of this music. And I was like, okay, how do I mix this music? And I downloaded this thing called Virtual DJ at the time, where you mix 2 tracks on a laptop. And I found it very intriguing. And me being a cool kid, I was like, hey, I want to fucking DJ. and when I was like, hey, I want to DJ, I reached out to a couple of promoters saying, I in fact started playing music at friends' parties.
Okay.
So that time Lakshay and I used to be, Lakshay Mahajan.
Okay.
And I used to
be a team
of sorts, bro. So we had a friend Arman. He runs this hotel company called Tivoli. Okay. And we used to throw a lot of parties there. So both of us used to go there, and like Lakshay and I used to like play tunes off our laptops and like DJ back there. And then that's how we got discovered by a couple of promoters. Lakshay at the time, I started my went into a duo called Alpha and Omega. I went into a duo called Monkey Junk. So Lakshay and I were like,
Monkey Junk.
Yeah, Monkey
I
Junk.
remember.
And that's how my music career started.
Okay.
And then eventually, bro, like I started playing gigs. For me, at 16 years old, I was playing and packing shows at like places like Kitty Sue and all of that.
You started earning at 16,
basically. And मतलब पैसे इतने ज़्यादा नहीं, whatever.
But exposure आता था, experience आता था.
Crazy, right? Like मतलब I'm getting, my brother is 7 years older to me, getting his and his friends entered into the club. I'm curating guest lists, this and that. Becoming a promoter come DJ at 16 was like
A big thing.
A very big thing. So I was so exposed to like socializing, going out, networking. So this is something that I've been doing since like 8 years now. And so that's my particular expertise, that okay, I know ins and outs of like venues, curation, how this works. I've seen music in India grow.
That's how important experience is.
Correct.
Yeah.
So coming back to what I do, then basically 2 years of DJing. Back there tab bhi beam bro, like I used to play on virtual DJ on a laptop at Kitisu, and this once like they were like ye bachcha kya kar raha hai idhar aake. And then I took like proper classes of like DJing, and then I actually learned the skill. 2 years later I moved to Bombay for my undergrad. Then I started meeting more producers there. Went a little on the back end ke matlab okay, what is artist management, what is XYZ, like all these what are record labels,
Terms of the trade,
basically basic jargon ke matlab how these industries actually work. Matlab I saw the surface level of things where कि venue क्या है, DJ क्या है, मेरे को क्या करना है. Then I started, when I was 18, I went for this festival come conference to Amsterdam. It's called Amsterdam Dance Event, where all of these big players and small players in the industry come together one spot once a year. It's a 5-day, 6-day conference. So by that time I was getting exposed to artists that now I know are fucking legends. Like तब मैं वहाँ पर चला गया, मेरे को घर वालों ने like my family gave me money. Okay, you're doing whatever you want to do. You're in college. You take the money, you go. And I went there, bro. Like I attended these master classes, this and that. I was chilling with like Skrillex, Miha.
Crazy.
Attended,
This is
like,
you.
board
How
parties.
old were you this time?
18.
Oh, crazy.
18 or 19. Yeah, this is 2017. And I'm getting exposed to all these things. And that time, like I was a kid, like के मतलब just wanting to like explore के मतलब चल क्या रहा है मेरे को.
चुल आती थी ये सब करके
Correct.
कि क्या
Exactly what it is. And now that I look back in time के मतलब what I was chilling with Richie Houghton, who is one of the prime people in this industry. Now that I can see कि bro मैं क्या करके आया हूँ, and like
at 18
and like the kind of people that I've been exposed to in life. And then at 18 basically I was in Bombay. I started working with this company called OML, Only Much Louder. They handle like comedians and like you were big in artist management. When I was there, they were handling Nuclear, Ritviz, Divine, and all of these artists plus a bunch of comedians. So I got to learn a lot of artist management there, and that's something that I realized that I don't want to do. Like so now since then like I've just been like crossing things. I've been कि मेरे को क्या नहीं करना. So my career has been a lot of क्या नहीं करना. And till date I'm doing that.
Figuring क्या नहीं करना.
I'm very open to like exploring now that I can afford my lifestyle. मतलब मेरे को घर नहीं चलाना. Like I come from like when I say I come from a privileged background, I mean कि I don't have to worry about
the basics.
Yeah. Khana, pani, transport, petrol. Now I'm so glad I can afford these things. कि मतलब I can pay for the help that I have at home, ration ये वो, at least because I have a separate flow with my parents, so I can afford my life on my own without doing my family business. So that's something that I'm really proud of. But
You should be, bro. You should be.
Exactly. So now that I have my sustenance set, now I've just been like exploring a lot of things. Now moving to like hospitality. But yes, primarily I am into events. I curate events for venues, brands. And events has come later. Before it's all about music. So the company that I run is All Star Sauce, which is a music delivery platform. Content delivery plus information on new music. This is what the crux of All Star Sauce is.
Okay.
Like it's an e-magazine for music.
Okay.
To explain it in simple
But
words.
Are you also releasing music over there?
So
Or do you plan to?
We did release a lot of music, and that is something that I'll come to eventually. कि मतलब how independent music markets work. Yes, we are a record label as well. We have released music in the past, but revenue कहाँ से आता है? Revenue in India with music, specifically for the niche that I work in, only comes through events.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because it's very niche genre.
exactly.
Anyways, for India.
अब इमेजिन करके अगर एक मैं गाना नहीं कर रहा हूँ और एंड 10,000 लोग सुन रहे हैं, हाउ मच मनी आई एम मेकिंग?
सही
$10,
बात है.
right? So you need to be like consistent, and there's a lot of capital involved, and how record labels work in India and globally is like they work as VCs, right? Like they put money in artists. जैसे 100 आर्टिस्ट में पैसे लगा दिया,
समझ गया.
एक आर्टिस्ट
उसमें से एक चल गया तो सारे पैसे रिकवर हो गए, कमा भी लिए.
Exactly. So this is exactly how record labels work in India, and it's a very capital intensive business. And again, like as I ran All Star Sauce, it has been a lot of exploration for me for the music market. So I've been a record label. I've released music. समझ आ गया कि मतलब
इसमें पैसा नहीं है.
मतलब पैसा है but
बहुत टाइम के बाद है.
correct. तो मतलब आई एम लुकिंग फॉर मतलब देन इंटरेस्ट नहीं रहा मेरा उसमें. ठीक है, मतलब आई लव लिसनिंग टू म्यूजिक एंड फॉर देन आई एम लाइक कि ओके इतना ज़्यादा म्यूजिक है एनीवे मार्केट में आउट. लाइक okay, so all these platforms boast, right, like if we have a library of like 100 million tracks.
Yeah.
So if you have a library of 100 million tracks, that means you have one track for every 10 people that exist on earth.
Yeah.
And you have more number of tracks on your platform than you have consumers of the track.
That's true.
In India, in the music scene that I cater to, which is independent music, it's called the indie music industry.
So indie music is independent basically.
Indie music is independent.
Like Anuv Jain is indie artist, right? I'm just
Yes,
yeah.
you're sort of right.
Okay.
So independent artist, the term is that someone who is
Not signed by a label.
Exactly. But these people are signed to a label. Now indie has become more of a genre.
Yeah, exactly.
Then
because when I see on Spotify and go on indie, it's like a different genre of songs altogether.
Correct. It's actually alternative music.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's alt music, indie now genre ban gaya. None of these guys are fucking independent. Great for them, man. Like it's a sign. It's a dream for an artist to be signed to a fucking. Russ, his entire career was based upon, hey, I'm an indie artist. Indie artist. He's not a fucking indie artist, right? All of these guys are signed by someone, labels, and that's how you make music. I mean, that's how you make money on music.
Okay.
Yeah. And coming back to more of what I do is events is basically how we do revenue in the business. It's a lot of surrogate marketing for alcohol brands.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So like if an alcohol brand wants to promote their product,
correct,
they come to you and then you hold an event for them.
Exactly.
Where people come and the forefront of it is basically an event, but they are promoting the liquor.
Exactly. Or even if alcohol brand doesn't have to come to me, if I want to do an event, I go to
them. I'm doing this event, you come in.
And so the entire music industry, all the festivals that you see, it is just a way for alcohol brands to market themselves.
You're an artist yourself as well. What do you think about the artist side of this? So you are a platform where independent artists can also come and promote their music, and you talk about new songs that have come up by independent artists. Right. But what about the artist side? Is it very difficult for them also to make money initially?
Yes, depending on how good you are. It's as initially सबको मतलब time लगता है, and later on also it only depends on how good of an artist that you are. मतलब you are. कि everybody will not make money here. For every one king, there are 10,000 rappers that fail, and they keep trying. And for me, like, bro, I am fucking 24 years old, okay, and there are people who are 35, 36, 40. Reaching out to me saying, hey, please listen to my music.
Oh my God.
So it is devastating at times to see कि मतलब bro, मैं तेरा career नहीं बैठ के बना सकता क्योंकि sometimes you just don't have it. And a lot of people, bro, come from a lot of people who reach out to me, you know the kind of space that I'm in, like it's a niche. So these people come with a lot of moolah, like they have a lot of money that they can spend on themselves. मतलब घर वालों का बनाना जिसको बोलते हैं ना कि मैं आर्टिस्ट हूँ, नहीं है ब्रो,
मैं पैसे खर्च करूँगा, मेरे को प्रमोट कर दे.
करेक्ट.
ऐसा आते हैं, ऐसे बहुत लोग आते हैं. मेरे पॉडकास्ट पे एक बार वो अभी थोड़े टाइम पहले एब 17 आया था, यू नो हिम, साई सीधे मौत के साथ. सो मैंने उससे पूछा था, मैंने कहा कि बड़ी कंट्रोवर्सी चल रही है रफ्तार और इसके बीच में, वो बॉम्बे वाला कौन है, मैं नाम भूल गया, एमीवे। मैंने कहा कि बड़ी कंट्रोवर्सी चल रही है पैसे को लेके, तो मैंने कहा व्हाट डू यू थिंक? कहता है भाई उसका जो जैसे बोलने का उसका तरीका ना, कह रहा है भाई देखो जो कमा सकता है वो कमाता है।
हाँ.
कह रहा है बस म्यूजिक में दम होना चाहिए। कह रहा है कमाने वाले कमा रहे हैं, बस कह रहे फाड़ म्यूजिक डालते रहो
बस,
और लोग आपको अपने आप ही पकड़ लेंगे।
Exactly. That's the fucking game. If you have what it needs in your music, you don't need me. Yeah.
Do people give you shit for coming from a privileged background? And why I'm asking this is because I have not been given shit,
Yeah.
but a lot of people say, you know, you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing that because you come from a privileged background, without understanding that running something on your own is not easy, man.
Correct.
It would have been very easy, not easy for me. I mean, it's also running your family business is also very difficult. It's not easy at all.
100%.
पहली चीज़ तो लोग के दिमाग में जो मिसकंसेप्शन है ना कि आप अपने गले पे जाके बैठ जाओ और सब आसान है, ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है।
Correct.
लेकिन जब आप कुछ अपना खुद का करने जाते हो ना, तो 10 लोग पीछे से बोल रहे होते हैं, आपके अपने भी शायद उसमें होंगे जो बोल रहे हैं कि अरे इसके पास पैसा है इसलिए ये कर पा रहा है।
Correct.
तो डू पीपल गिव शिट टू यू फॉर दैट?
Not to my face, but at times I realize कि हाँ कि मतलब लोग हैं जो ऐसा बोलते हैं। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि I'm a fucking crazy millionaire or something like that. I come from privilege where I don't need to care about like basics के मतलब मेरा घर चल जाएगा मेरे बिना। Know what I mean? People are there, bro, who recognize कि okay, not everybody in the industry comes from a privileged and settled background. People do work for the check.
Of course.
Yeah. And
money runs everything at the end of the day.
Correct. But there are people in the industry who come from like major bigger backgrounds than I do, and they're a part of this industry. So not specifically, but
Anand Ahuja's brother, for example.
Ace. Yeah. But he's fucking talented.
Yeah, exactly.
He's great. Both of them produce phenomenal music, like till
both of them, as in
Neil and Anand.
Achha, okay, so it's like a
duo.
Okay.
Mathstar bass, and they have it's like something that they've created as a wave of music, man. Like it's called like Mathstar bass kind of music.
Acha,
Yeah.
okay.
So like the Hindi edits that you play, they're in fact the folks that I feel have made Hindi music cool again, like playing Hindi music at
Oh, they
parties.
play Hindi music?
Like they play edits of Hindi
music.
yeah,
Achha,
which
okay.
are fantastic sounding because both of them are so exposed to the West. Like both of them sort of grew up out of India, maybe in the US, and they were exposed to like a lot of like hip hop, and they had the knowledge of like Indian tracks and like Indian old school shit, and then they started to like
collaborate, curate both of them together.
Exactly, mix and making edits, and now they've made playing Hindi music cool again.
So जिस तरीके का, तो मैंने अभी पीछे एक डीजे के साथ भी करा था, सुमित सेठी, मतलब he is Bollywood's main DJ kind of a thing.
Sumit Sethi was like everybody knew of him like back in the day.
So I did a podcast with him recently. फ्लिप क्रेजी गाय, ठीक है, मतलब वो अलग ही बकचोद बंदा है। मेरे को हंसी आ रही थी, इनको भी हंसी आ रही थी बीच में कि कर मतलब यू नो कब कुछ लोग को देख के लगता है कि अरे यार क्या बंदा है यार कमाल है। बट when it comes to you are a DJ as well, right?
Correct.
Other than All Star Sauce and
Yes.
you doing your whole hospitality thing,
Right.
your forefront is being a DJ. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
That's your main thing.
Yes.
What is your genre? Like what kind of music do you play?
I play hip hop, I play house, and I play UK garage.
UK garage. Oh, this it's like drill music basically.
Exactly. It's like drill music.
Okay. It's just like all Skepta and or grime basically.
It's basically beats of like sort of grime. Like drill is more like grime, but garage is like if you've heard a lot of like old school Punjabi UK Punjabi stuff. So that's
समझ गया मैं. So
like
again
Rishi Rich and that kind of sound.
समझ गया. तो again उसकी भी audience बहुत ज़्यादा niche है.
हाँ.
So is it an extra effort that you have to put in your playlist and your songs to cater to those guys?
to cater to the
audience.
Absolutely. So people understand कि मतलब DJing is more about like track selection. Like mix करना इतना difficult नहीं है. Like to become a DJ, like to mix 2 tracks, it's not very difficult. You can go to a class, 6 classes, and you learn how to like
Mix it.
mix the track. It's more about like what you're playing and where you're playing. It's all about like track selection.
Okay, what you're playing and where you're playing.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
एक मेरा क्वेश्चन था जो मैंने लिखा हुआ भी था कि डीजेइंग में लाइक अगेन कमिंग टू दैट यू प्राइमरीली अ डीजे ऑन द फ्रंट ऑफ इट alcohol is a very big part
Yeah.
in the party culture.
It is.
Everywhere in the whole world, in India, everywhere. Isn't it difficult to be there and not drink every day, or you are consuming alcohol every day? I want to know about that. Because जब आप लोग बज के आपके गानों पे बज के पार्टी कर रहे हैं तो आपको उस जोन में आने के लिए उनके लेवल पे जाना ही पड़ेगा
और 2 level ऊपर जाना
2 लेवल ऊपर जाना पड़ेगा
because you got to make them party, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because you need to have more energy, and that is something that I faced recently when alcohol is so accessible to me. I have a so every DJ has a hospitality rider that goes before to the venue, or the
Okay.
promoter who's making the party. कि मतलब okay, this is my tech rider, मेरे को 2 CDJ चाहिए, मेरे को mixer चाहिए XYZ, और उसके ऊपर मेरे को एक बॉटल ग्रे गूस चाहिए, इतने सारे मिक्सर्स चाहिए,
अच्छा ये सब मुझे मेरे सेट के लिए चाहिए
मेरे सेट के लिए चाहिए, और ये मिलता है. मतलब दिस इज इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड दैट यू गेट ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स
गिवन है
given है. And then it becomes so accessible. Drinking alcohol becomes super accessible to you. So you tend to do consume a lot of it. How I started facing a problem with it is, yes, that night I'm fine. Like I'm drunk as hell. Everybody had a good time. I made everyone party. I have more confidence than like I fucking require at the time.
Yeah.
And I'm more active and jumpy. But in my trade, you gotta understand, I'm not just a DJ. I'm running things on the side.
That's true.
Right? So I need a 6-day work week where I'm sitting in the office for 8 to 10 hours, sitting with my team, guiding the work. And on top of that, for 2 nights, I have to go Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and like go to these clubs, play music, drink, and then start my work week again on Monday. So
बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है
So that I have a 7-day work week, and with no fucking boundaries, right? Like for me, essentially, I'm working till 2 a.m. मतलब मैं मस्ती कर रहा हूँ, I'm having a ball, but like still it's work for me, right? Like I'm getting my check from there. So that's where I started facing a problem कि सही है bro, I'm fucking drinking, but my performance on Mondays or like in my office has gone down so much. Like मेरा focus.
You realize that कि
exactly
नहीं आ पा रहा वो फोकस ही नहीं आ पा रहा बेसिकली
correct. And that's why I stopped drinking.
You completely stopped
I more or less completely stopped drinking. I still at times I'm moving into a hospitality venture, so like I'm doing like a few cocktail tasting trials, this and that. But binge drinking, which tends to happen, I've completely stopped that. I don't drink at my shows. अब मेरी hospitality rider में 10 bottles of like sparkling water है. Like I'm just because I need something fancy in my hand to like.
Yeah, just for the vibe.
Just for the damn vibe.
Yeah.
If I'm not telling them, give me a bottle of Grey Goose, I'm still asking them for something damn fancy. So like I've picked up on that.
But isn't it difficult to not be on that level and still perform and still make the crowd have fun or go crazy?
It's adrenaline via music. That's why I initially got to it, right? Like when you at times you play music in your shower and like you're like jam.
Yeah, sing it out loud.
Correct. And that time I remembered कि मतलब कि bro, when I was 16, 17, I wasn't fucking drinking. I was just so damn happy, and like my adrenaline, dopamine, all these endorphins were so high because of just the damn music. And now it's become that like कि मतलब I just discover better music that I fucking jam to. And bro, because addictions are so accessible here. Very understated. Alcohol is one thing. A lot of people that I know are hooked to fucking drugs.
Hooked to fucking drugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And by drugs,
What kind of, when you say drugs, what drugs do you?
Cocaine.
Okay.
Coke.
It's the party drug, right?
It's not a party drug. I think ecstasy is a party drug. Coke is a stupid drug. I've never done it. But, and I'm so glad I've never done it. So one of my first bosses, and he runs a very big agency now. And he told me he was a big junkie.
Addict.
Yeah, big junkie back in the day. And like when he was starting out his company, he was a junkie back then also. He's like, bro, and this is I'm in college first year, and very susceptible to like picking up a lot of addictions. And this is what he said. He used to at times turn up late to work, and he used to be like, hey bro, do anything in your life, don't
do
coke, because you're gonna need it the next weekend. And that he told me that, and that day till this day I've never done coke. Like I've never touched that
जगह.
So I'm like, bro, like, and I'm getting offered these things left, right, and center.
Of course, you are in that fucking environment.
Right? And मेरे को कोई ऐसे रैंडमली आके बोलते ब्रो कर रहा तो हमने एक 10 ग्राम कोक कर ली. मैंने कहा ब्रो
पागल हो गया.
Exactly, मैं यहाँ पर दारू छोड़ रहा हूँ और तुम you're going crazy on fucking coke. So I'm damn again like these things I'm very proud of. कि these are things that अगर मैं ये उठा लिया if I start doing coke,
Addiction है.
100% addiction है, and then I'm not able to fucking work. I get my kick from working and not doing these things.
You know, me and Arpan, a very good common friend, I have always had this conversation with him.
Party till 10 a.m. bro. You can party till whenever the fuck you want. Like it's as simple as that. Like I have, like there have been so many nights where I'm just like, hey man, drop me home. And these people are going, drop me home at like 6 a.m. and they're going for another
My God.
party after that. Itni energy hai, bro. Like you have so much to fucking burn off. But eventually, say in the next 10 years, you're done. And when what you said, I have a lot of these friends, bro, like who, जिनके lifestyle में coke fits so damn good.
Perfectly.
Like, क्योंकि these people are going out on Wednesdays, these people are going out on Fridays, Saturdays, and what are they damn doing? कि they have very good family businesses that they work in, and they're running very well. अगली चीज़ क्या करे bro वो? क्या? What is?
कब तक चलाओगे? Longevity नहीं है ना.
To you for your kick, like you have a passion, right? Like कि you have a purpose of doing a podcast.
Yeah.
These people कुछ नहीं है ना, धंधा किया.
सही बात.
They're looking forward. What is the thing that you look forward?
Weekend.
The weekend. What are you doing on the weekend? You're fucking pulling coke, and then you're doing that over and over and over again. And you don't, in the short term, you're not seeing how this is impacting your health. But it's wild, bro, as to how. एक तो क्या कोक मिलती है ब्रो आज के टाइम पे, मेरे को कोई
पता नहीं
है, और क्या डाल रहे हैं. you in like few months that I have been noticing a friend of mine that has been doing coke say since the past year, and the frequency of him doing it has gone up and up and up. And then you see bro खत्म होता जा रहा है बंदा दिन भर दिन.
आपके mood swings इतने ज़्यादा हो जाते हैं भाई.
You become a fucking
alternative person. Exactly. एक और ही इंसान बन जाता है. Is it more in Bombay or is it more in Delhi? Because you've stayed in both places.
Everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. Bombay culture also allows people to do this more frequently.
Because of the whole industry and everything.
Bombay, you want to fucking have a great night on Tuesday, you can go have a fantastic night on Tuesdays. In Delhi, you want to chill at a friend's house, throw a house party. On a Tuesday, you can still go to a friend's house, pull some lines of coke, and you're good to go.
Your Instagram bio says that you're disrupting all cultures at once.
That's right.
तो तेरे को सारे cultures disrupt करना allowed है except हमारा हिंदू culture. दिवाली. क्योंकि वो हमारी प्राइड है इस पॉडकास्ट की, मेरी. बट जोक्स अपार्ट, व्हाट कल्चर्स आर यू डिसरप्टिंग? लाइक व्हाट डज दैट मीन एक्चुअली? ये भी बता मुझे.
So disrupting all cultures at once, I mean okay, like you had that, a lot of people have that question, all of my friends, everybody has that questions what do you damn do? And my answer is I do what I fucking feel like doing.
Fair enough, bro. You are here to live your own life.
Correct.
Simple as that.
And but jokes apart, I within the subculture of the cultures that I'm talking about, I do design. I work as a creative director for a design agency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay.
it's called non-zero.space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that on your LinkedIn today.
Correct.
I did. I have gone through your Instagram, your LinkedIn, everything today.
So I work as a hype consultant with them, like anything to do with
Hype
hype brands.
So when you say culture, you mean hype, basically?
Sort of, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is this culture all about, man?
Hype culture.
Yeah.
It's people fucking with the 0.1% doing what they want to do in terms of spending money.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And hype culture is basically about कि मतलब this is a glass and say it costs
It has.
absolutely no value.
Yeah.
मतलब whatever value that it has is you can drink water from it, but मेरे को ये glass कल 10,000 का बेचना है, and to brand it, value it, make it seem the best thing in the damn world is creating a hype out of it, and I think that's something that I'm good at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Creating hype.
Creating hype.
Is it because you have a good PR or is it because you know how to do these things? Because PR in this matters a lot.
100%, but PR, with my PR, I can only tend to say 1,500 people that I know. But
Of course.
creating value for a product. Why am I on your podcast today? It's not that I'm doing something phenomenally in my own damn career. I've created hype.
Yeah, of course.
For the
You have. That's why you are here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've created hype around myself and I feel like ठीक है, मतलब मेरे को एक different lens से चीज़ों को देखना आता है. Like it's
Creatively?
मतलब perspective, like I can attach value to things that may not have like
That
supreme
amount
value.
of
Yeah.
supreme value.
Yeah.
Is it also okay? So before I ask that question, I want to know, when you are hyping something up, like when you are thinking creatively,
Right.
what do you have in mind? What is it that, okay, this is what I'm targeting, this is how I have to curate this campaign around this product? What do you have in mind at that time?
Totally depends on the kind of product that I'm looking at or the service that I'm looking at.
So for example, what are you doing it for in your work?
Currently, I think a trend that I've been really deep into and I want to do something around is going very hyperlocal.
Very, very hyper-local.
Very hyperlocal. That's
Okay.
it. Like attaching things to like ठीक है, this is an article that I've written. It's on my Medium blog and it's about brown culture. It's about the new brown culture.
Okay.
Yeah. And how Southeast Asia and matlab people like Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis the next big thing or are the current big thing in all of these cultures. Like if you look at a Diljit Dosanjh, fucking fantastic.
Too good.
And he is the only Indian to like perform at
Coachella.
I mean to headline
It, yeah.
the headline at damn Coachella.
And then go on a date with Taylor Swift.
Exactly my point. People like fucking. So I'm giving you examples of people right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And people like Veer Das,
Yeah.
killing it globally.
Hassan Minaj.
Hassan Minaj. But
All
these
these
are,
guys.
these are still like people who are there. Like matlab born and brought up.
There.
But
you're talking about Indians or South Asians who are going abroad.
And working both ways. Like time for whites is done. Blacks, okay, done. कि मतलब हो गया, मतलब they
अभी
have
brown लोगों का ज़माना
अब
है.
brown लोगों का ज़माना है. Now fucking India and
I agree,
countries
man.
around taking over the world. How I'm saying कि brown culture is taking over the damn world. Where did Dior's last iconic
Fashion show happened. Gateway of India.
Correct. Last Marvel's web series. Who
I don't know.
in Miss Marvel? Who was the central character? A Pakistani 14-year-old teenager was the central character in that. Whose tracks were used? It was fucking Ritviz, it was fucking Ali Sethi, Riz Ahmed, all of these guys. Currently, who is leading? Do you know of this? How do I explain it? This news media agency called BOF, Business of Fashion.
No, but I know about Business of Fashion. I know, bro. I know the business. Yeah.
Again, being run by a brown guy.
Desi.
Desi, sort of Desi, stays in Paris, if I'm not wrong. It's basically like time for the browns and like taking over the world because हमारी population इतनी ज़्यादा है,
Exactly.
bro.
ये खेल टैलेंट का तो है ही, बट इसमें बहुत बड़ा खेल पॉपुलेशन का है. बिकॉज ब्रांड्स को लगता है कि अरे यहाँ की मार्केट इतनी बड़ी है, यहाँ जाना ही पड़ेगा. पहले क्या होता था, इतनी अवेयरनेस नहीं थी और इतनी परचेजिंग पावर नहीं थी.
Correct.
अब वो दोनों हमारे पास आ गए.
Exactly. Now, we were not looked as like fucking second class citizens.
Yeah.
We're fucking OGs now. We're creating culture around the world. Ali Sethi is this Pakistani guy.
या पसूरी गाया है जिसने, जिसकी हिंदी वाला अभी बॉलीवुड वालों ने
मैंने नहीं देखा.
बहुत गंदा गाना बनाया उन्होंने पसूरी को कॉपी. एनीवेज.
And that was the most searched track on YouTube in 2022.
Wow. Oh my god.
So numbers fucking show कि मतलब how talented we are. And initially, I think one problem that we still face is हमारे को हर चीज़ को पहले वेस्टर्नाइज करना पड़ता है. And then फिर बोलना मतलब basically we still need the validation of the West to make things
That's
cool
true.
in India.
I recently heard the same thing. Ronnie Screwell, it was the founder of DMart, Mr. Radha, this Kishore Biani. He was on Nikhil Kamat's podcast,
Right.
and he said the same thing. कि Nikhil Kamat ने कहा कि इतने सारी चीज़ें वहाँ पे हो रही है in the West and in Saudi. तो he said कि the thing is कि आप ना अभी products बना रहे हो looking at West.
Correct.
बट आप तब ज़्यादा सक्सीड करोगे जब आप प्रोडक्ट्स बनाओगे इंडियन मार्केट को दिमाग में रख के.
Correct.
क्योंकि यही वो लोग बना रहे हैं प्रोडक्ट्स यहाँ की मार्केट को दिमाग में रख के. आप वहाँ के बारे में क्यों सोच रहे हो?
Correct.
आप यहाँ के बारे में सोचो. ऑडियंस ही यही है सब सारी की सारी.
Exactly. या तुम इंडिया में बैठ के प्रोडक्ट बनाओ और तुम उस मार्केट के लिए बनाओ.
हाँ, ग्लोबल की बनाई उनके रहे हो.
Exactly.
बिकॉज वहाँ पास टैलेंट तो पूरा है ना.
Correct. Now you look at brands like Karu Research. You know of Karu?
No.
So Karu is Karthik. He runs this brand called Karu Research. And Karthik basically runs this brand called Karu Research. And I think he's the only Indian brand. Karu Research is the only Indian brand that was selected for the LVMH awards.
Oh.
Which is phenomenally
Crazy.
big. His stuff is being worn by Kendrick Lamar, Lewis Hamilton,
Amazing.
and a lot of these folks, man. And if you look at other brands also, like Cardo is this other brand based out of Hoskas Village. LeBron James is wearing their t-shirts, and all of these guys are listed in like Selfridges and like all these fucking global
Someone
sellers.
that we know personally, bro, like even Dhruv, for example.
Dhruv Kapoor.
Almost Gods.
Right.
So many rappers have worn it.
Correct.
Almost Gods has now officially, I feel, because I see so many people and rappers and people in this industry wearing it, कि उसने उसको culture का part बना दिया है.
Correct.
And वो अब बाहर जा रहे हैं इंडिया से.
Exactly. So मतलब exactly ना, these people have been able to create aspiration for their own brand for people like us. And aspiration always goes top down. Like someone would look at, say, some sort of an influencer who's the right example. Like I would look at someone who I find cooler. Then I think, okay,
Yeah.
this guy's cooler than me.
Of course.
And he's wearing a particular thing.
So I'm gonna
like,
wear that
I'm
too.
gonna wear that. So for a lot of people, that's us. That's people like us. कि मतलब, okay, a lot of people look at
It's
us.
aspirational.
It becomes aspirational, right? So they almost gods, jaywalking, have been able to create Blue Orange, have been able to create that aspirational product
Value.
in this market. So now it's at the end of the day, what you're wearing is signaling, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, as they say that the biggest brands in the world, I mean Louis Vuitton, I mean that guy is Bernard Arnault, the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
And I read this not in one book, but I've read this in multiple books and in multiple videos, that these premier brands actually make clothing not for the rich, but for people who want to look rich.
Exactly.
So that's where the aspirational value comes in. कि अगर मैं लुई विटॉन पहन के बेल्ट इतनी बड़ी बक्कल के साथ एक पार्टी में जाऊंगा
तो लोगों को लगेगा कि मैं
exactly.
Yeah. No wealthy person's fucking doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they wear brands which don't have.
It's called understated fashion.
Exactly.
And now that's what's coming. That's the next.
Especially
big
with
trend in
Succession. Have you seen Succession?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Succession, but a lot of people have told me that okay, this is the trend that is,
Yeah, 100%.
that has come through. And yeah, bro, like, but अभी ये हमारे लिए ट्रेंड है. Now अभी तो Tier 3 markets में jaywalking, Blue Orange पहुंचा है.
भाई इंडिया के Tier 3 markets, Tier 2 markets भी अभी untapped है. Trust me. यहाँ पे इतनी वैल्यू है ना जनरेट करने के लिए, आप सोच भी नहीं सकते हो.
Correct. So you go fashion is always like top down. You say that streetwear is bottom up kind of fashion. Like okay, it's streetwear in India. If you consider what real streetwear in India is, it's a fucking say a kurta or a banyan, bro. Like,
Exactly, it's
you
a
know what?
ganji.
It's a ganji. That's fucking streetwear in India.
Yeah, that's true.
It's such a trashily used term. Streetwear. What do you mean by streetwear? Is a 10,000 rupee fucking Supreme t-shirt or an Essentials t-shirt?
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah. It's high fashion. It's high fashion for us.
It is. It is.
Exactly.
I mean, if even someone like me, who I consider myself coming again from a privileged background, when I go to jaywalking and I buy a 8,000 rupees t-shirt,
Yeah.
इट्स नॉट दैट कि मैं इसको स्ट्रीट वेयर समझ के पहन रहा हूँ यार, मैं भी इसको समझ के पहन रहा हूँ कि यार महंगा है भाई, 8,000 की सिंपल वाइट टी शर्ट है और ऐसे ऐसे कुछ कर दिया उन्होंने उसके ऊपर.
Correct.
true.
But he's been able to create that aspiration. with the
Exactly,
brand,
that's true.
Yeah.
Coming back to the old topic and changing this conversation, you do 3-4 things at once.
Correct.
Or maybe 5 things, whatever. How many
Yeah.
things? How challenging is it to balance multiple things at once? Because I am also kind of doing that.
Yeah.
And I want to know your opinion on it as well.
Yeah, I think it's super challenging. Number one, one of the biggest problems that I face is not being able to allocate time to a lot of things very well. I'm not a fucking perfect guy. Like I'm still figuring it out as to kisko meko. I'm cutting things out, right? You remember, like so allocating time to different things. I just sit in my office for a very long time, like in a day. Like मैं 12 घंटे बैठता हूँ, so I'm able to figure it out, and I want to figure it out better. I think मतलब that's the phase that I'm in कि मतलब अच्छा मेरे को थोड़ा और systemize करना है चीज़ों को. I've been able to hire a great team, so that takes off a load.
Okay.
So I've been able to allocate my work very well. So that's something that I've been able to learn also very well as a manager, and how to create managers within the business.
That's the most important thing.
Exactly. कि मतलब the only person that I talk to are my two
Team
managers, yeah, that I have, and who have people working under them. So I don't even want to go to my tier 2 in my company to give them basic, allocate them tasks. Task allocation, I think, is a skill that one needs to pick up. I think I read this book recently. It's called The E-Myth Revisited.
Okay.
And it's about, I can't recall the name of the author, but it's about you just don't require passion in a startup. You just can't be the technician. You have to be the technician. Matlab, you need to understand the skill of what you're doing.
Yeah.
In my case, whether that be music curation or like making good designs, you need to be a good manager of the things as well.
100%.
Exactly.
I read this quote by Jack Ma.
And you need to, so it's 3 things, right? You need to be like a entrepreneur, and you need to be a technician, and you need to be a manager. So entrepreneur self of you is the one who is a visionary.
Yeah. Ideation.
Exactly. The creative ideation. Technician is who has the skills to execute those ideas.
Yeah.
And manager is to go and like allocate various things and produce.
Practically do it basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, I read this quote by Jack Ma. Like, I'm in the food industry, and bro,
Right.
like I'll be very honest with you, it's been 2.5 years, and 1.5 years you can call them my failures, but they were actually my learnings.
Okay.
And the most important, other than everything related to the business, one thing that I realized, which was the most important, is, and I heard this quote which Jack Ma also said, is that I didn't know how to make this technology or this software, but I knew how to manage people. And I realized the same thing with me, is that you need to know the art of how a machine runs and how it makes chips.
Yeah.
But even more important than that is managing the person who is handling that.
Correct.
And that is how important your team is in running any business in the world. It could be anything.
Absolutely.
It could be making this glass or running this podcast, but that's the importance of having a great team,
Absolutely.
which I think still in India is very underrated.
Correct.
I still feel so.
100%. We're in a country of a lot of specialists.
Yeah.
So there are specialists for everything, like a graphic designer, 3D graphic designer. I'm giving you examples, like a DJ, a music producer, XYZ. You need to have a personality that's called a T personality. That means jack of all trades,
Master of none.
master of a few.
A master of a few. Okay.
Yeah, that's what a T personality is.
Okay.
You need to be a great generalist. Like I know how when I say I design, I don't sit and design.
But you know what a good design is.
Exactly. I understand what a good design is, and then I understand some sort of like technicalities of the design. So that's what you need to. You need to be a generalist in a world full of specialists at the moment. If you want to be.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Coming to my last question.
Yeah.
We're gonna end this now.
Okay.
One thing I wanna know, bro, is everyone is coming on social media.
Correct.
Even I am.
Yeah.
I am planning to do this full time and start my vlogging channel and everything. How important do you think in any business, especially yours, is the power of storytelling in social media? Because you are also a part of that culture as well. Because Kunal Singh Chhabra is a hype.
Right. Yeah. And we can put it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you manage that? How important do you think it is?
I think in the specific field of what I do, I don't work in a social media related industry. I'm not an influencer.
Yeah.
So storytelling for me is most important, क्योंकि मैं रोज बैठ के story मतलब रीले नहीं बाहर डाल रहा. I'm looking at more specific things that I want to show you. So that's storytelling for me. I don't have to make reels to express my story.
Okay.
Or put out a lot of content to express the kind of person that I am. I just need to show you glimpses of my life. Okay, these are certain things that I want to show you. कि मतलब मैं ये भी करता हूँ, वो भी करता हूँ, वो भी करता हूँ. When I was doing Chhabra International, which was my family business, I'm not showing you a lot of that. I'm showing you the one thing that I want to express. So absolutely, storytelling is one of the most important things that you do with brand, that you do with yourself, and that you do to like add to whatever you're doing. And which is something that a lot of people miss
100%.
right 100%, now. There's no depth in a lot of content that I watch. And my influences, I'm thankful to my influences कि मतलब at an early age I was exposed to like very good storytelling. Like मतलब I started following the right people, right channels. Say I watch a lot of like documentaries. I'm not much of a movie buff. So I feel that certain things have so much, and I understand what good story. It's all about understanding के सही क्या और
गलत क्या है. सही बात है.
It's all about you differentiating between good and bad art.
What kind of content do you consume?
I watch a lot of Vice. I watch a lot of Vox. I watch a lot of like DW documentaries.
Johnny Harris. He left Vox and he started his own channel.
Okay.
You must have seen.
Okay, yes.
The main guy at Vox, bro. The main guy at Vox.
Yeah. And so I मतलब इस type of content I like to follow a lot. Buff on like podcasts.
इन सबको देखता है like all these guys like Ben Shapiro and all you watch these guys?
On and off.
On and off.
Because I have a lot of people that I have to watch. उसके बाद music सुनना होता है.
What are your thoughts on Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
Pre his rape charges, like.
Okay. I think he's a cool guy. Man.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, I think Andrew Tate's cool.
I think whatever he's saying, the way he says it is why he is a brand.
Right.
Now people don't understand this, but a lot of shit that he says, it's because he delivers it in that way.
Correct.
And it pinches you in your heart.
Exactly.
Is why he is Andrew Tate.
Exactly.
But people
and
don't
then you want to fucking watch him again and again.
Yeah.
And again. I'm like,
but people don't understand. They hate him on why is he saying it so rudely.
I'll tell you what, bro. My 13-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
He doesn't know. He wouldn't know fucking India's president at the moment, but he knows who the fuck
Andrew Tate
is and where the fuck he lives. So the other day we were at a family function and he goes like what country is Andrew in? Romania. So he's like कि आप भी Andrew की तरह मतलब because I look because I'm bald.
Yeah.
So he's like आप Andrew Tate के
अरे भाई Andrew Tate.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I like it. And but he's like Andrew Tate Romania something he said regarding like Andrew staying in Romania, and then my brother goes like, bro, you know fucking where Andrew Tate stays, you know where the president of India
stays.
Yeah. So like the kind of influence,
the impact, imagine.
Exactly. That by saying shit, मतलब जितना तुम बकवास करके जीत सकते हो ना उतना मतलब you can't make sense.
Yeah. That is the power of social media, bro. Yeah. That is one reason I'll tell you. We were discussing this before we started this podcast also. is why I decided कि I don't want this to be just a podcast channel.
Correct.
Is because podcast में I am limiting myself
Correct.
to certain kind of conversations, to a certain kind of depth, to a sort of kind of you know, मतलब मैं अपने आप को इतना ही खींच सकता हूँ इस पॉडकास्ट में, बट मैं अपने आप को खींचना यहाँ तक चाहता हूँ. मैं बहुत सारी चीज़ें बोलना चाहता हूँ, मैं बहुत सारा अपना लाइफ दिखाना चाहता हूँ, मेरे लर्निंग्स, मेरे फेलियर्स, मेरी सक्सेस, मैं सब कुछ दिखाना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन वो एक जगह जाके लिमिट हो जाती है. जब तक आप उसको खींचोगे नहीं ना, आप लोगों में जुड़ ही नहीं पाओगे. ये बिल्कुल हार्ड फैक्ट है.
करेक्ट.
यही लोग बहुत समझ नहीं पाते.
ये बहुत मतलब when you do a podcast, it's for you to know a lot of things about the other person, but you express less about yourself.
Exactly.
So if you want to express more about yourself, it's always putting out more content, showing your daily life, doing all of that.
For sure.
Yes.
And what do you think the future holds for you, bro? I mean, you're tell us about your restaurant or whatever you're opening as well, if you'd like to.
So I'm entering the hospitality field right now. That's what I'd like to say.
Okay.
And, my future holds more of like exploring more, cutting out more things.
Very nice. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, bro.
In at least because I know like the kind of markets that I want to explore, it's mainly creativity and in the creator space, whether that be fashion or music and design. These are my three main markets that I think that I'm a generalist of.
So you guys, even the people who are watching this, never limit yourself to anything.
100%.
Never limit yourself. I mean, you learn every day.
Correct.
You'll get to learn new things every day, and actually learning is one part, but exploring the learnings is something else altogether. People stop themselves at just the learning कि मुझे पता है इन चीज़ों के बारे में, but मैं इसको यहीं तक लिमिट कर रहा हूँ.
Exactly. और लोगों का ये बहुत होता है ब्रो कि लोग एक लैडर चढ़ गए ना, then they're like, oh fuck, now I've climbed the ladder. If I go down and try to climb another ladder, that's going to be fucking years of my life again. People aren't able to re-innovate. Like you can't, in the world that we're living in,
exactly.
like, irrelevancy is
like this. A thing to become irrelevant could take even a month.
Correct.
That's the world that we are living in right now.
Exactly. So becoming irrelevant is very easy at this point in time. So you have to reinvent yourself every 6 months. We live in a world jab tak in every 6 months, if you're not showing me again a reinvented self of who you are, you'll be going to fucking fizzle out.
And ये सब करते टाइम जो एक चीज़ लोगों को भूल जानी चाहिए वो ये है कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे.
Exactly.
कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना.
Bro, like fucking ace.
सिंपल. बढ़ते जाओ, करते जाओ और सीखते जाओ.
लोग ऐसे भी बोलेंगे, नहीं भी मतलब कुछ करेगा तब
बोलना है ही.
नहीं भी करेगा तब भी बोलेंगे. So people are fucking irrelevant. They will come to you. Like, okay, to give you an example of our friend Ansh.
Yeah.
Like when he started his YouTube channel, a lot of my batchmates are like, haha, about like what is this content, this and that.
Look at him now.
Look at him now, bitch.
Yeah.
So yeah. So अभी भी लोग कहेंगे bro, like, but as long as you've made your mark and you're fulfilling your purpose, that's all that matters.
चलो इसी अच्छे पॉजिटिव नोट पे इस पॉडकास्ट को यहीं ख़त्म करते हैं. लवली कॉन्वर्जेशन विद यू ब्रो. आई लर्न सो मच एंड आई गॉट टू नो अबाउट यू सो मच विच आई डोंट थिंक इफ वी हैडंट डन दिस पॉडकास्ट मैं जितना भी अच्छे से को जानता हूँ मैं कभी भी ये सब जान पाता. सो थैंक यू सो मच एंड ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर फ्यूचर.
Cheers, brother.
थैंक यू.